We are live. We are playing Super Mario 3D Land tonight. It's just me. My brother is not here. I have to do with this. I have to make him me. Whatever, we're gonna go with guest C for now. The audio is coming through my 3DS and it's wirelessly connected to my computer. I figured out how to do this. This is a jailbroken 3DS from Japan. And the sound is what you're hearing just coming out of my 3DS because for some reason I can't send the sound over. But I ordered a cable from Amazon, so when that comes in, then I'll be able to do this a little bit better, even though the quality is not the best. I love 3DS games, and I want to do some 3DS games on here. All right, here we go. World 1-1. So I'm going to be going for all of the gold star coins as I go through this. There we go. And I'm just going for coins too. So this is a game that I played through when it first came out on the 3DS, and I beat, but I never 100% of it. And then recently, this past April, I went to LA, and I took this game with me for the plane ride. I was actually surprised how far I got in this game in about 5 hours. I almost beat it, actually, on the plane ride there and the plane ride back. And the only reason that I didn't was because, like I said before, I was going for all the star coins. And when I was on the plane, there were certain ones that I was stuck on. I was playing through the levels so many times I couldn't figure out where they were. I wasn't able to, use Wi-Fi to look up a guide either, so I was just taking a lot longer than I should have on that star coin quest. There we go. Got the top of the flagpole too. I missed a star coin. After all that, I missed a star coin. Good. Good. Well, you know what that means? That means we're going back in the level. So I didn't know if I was going to come on stream tonight or not. My brother's at his girlfriend's, and it is just me. Usually I wanted to do these things with my brother and at least one other person, but You know what, that's fine. If my cousin Frank can do it with just him, I can do it with just me. Now I know my cousin Frank is live right now, and a lot of the people who watch my stuff so far came from his channel to see how I'm doing. So I'm not really expecting anyone to be popping in. If you do pop in to say hi, thank you, but definitely go check out his channel because he put me where I am today. Got me all set up with all this stuff. So this star coin has to be somewhere between the one I already got and the one that's right here. Oh, here we go. Alright, all 3 star coins. There we go. First level, all 3 star coins. So I'm going to go on for a couple hours. As I'm recording this, it is 1 a.m. 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Yeah, we'll cut it off at 3. Oh, yeah. Hello, Zorark0518. Yeah, I am. I got my dog here, though, keeping me company. Thank you for stopping in. First time chatter, I see. Are you coming from Frank's? It would be so funny if Joey just knew Joey from Friends and invited him over to the stream. Hello, Segatastic. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't watched a whole lot of Friends. I was always more of a How I Met Your Mother kind of guy. Or Seinfeld kind of guy. Actually, Seinfeld I probably prefer the most out of all of those. If only I see. Yeah. Oh. See, I wasn't paying attention to the game there. How am I coming in over there? Because I am actually streaming this from my 3DS through, like, wireless connection. I like Friends, you are. Hey, Death Clonic, hello, welcome. I do not have a 3DS capture card. I'd like to get one. I think it would be coming in a lot cleaner if I had a 3DS capture card, but I think I gotta get, they, like, from what I saw, they stopped, like, manufacturing them. I don't think there's so much of a high demand for them right now. But I like 3DS games, so I would like to get a 3DS capture card. I gotta, I guess, find someone who's selling it, but they're definitely not selling them cheap. Alright, let's see. Yeah, definitely not cheap. I'm playing some Halo MCC mods. Yeah, they did. I never got into Halo. I know that that's a huge Xbox 360 classic. My brother has played Halo. I never got into it. I never got into really any of the shooters. I'm a lot more of like a Nintendo Mario fan. But that's cool. Okay, I'm missing a few 3DS games I want. Late releases. I play this on the Wii U. I didn't know this was on the... No, this might be... you might be thinking about Super Mario 3D World. This is Super Mario 3D Land. But I know they definitely ported over some Wii U games to the 3DS. Like, I know the Captain Toad game is on the 3DS, and I played that on the 3DS rather than the Wii U. I don't have the Wii U. And there's another one, I think. There's a few. Oh, Mario Maker. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, okay. I like all kinds of games. I just play whatever I'm in the mood for. I never got into shooters. That's like the one type of game that I never really got into. But I've been doing a lot of Mario on the stream. Last night I did some Mario with my brother and one of our friends. And tonight it's just me alone. My brother is at his girlfriend's house. I was actually going to have my sister come on, but I don't think she'd be up for it. She was out and she just got back and she got ready for bed. So I'm going through this game and I'm trying to get all of the star coins. And it looks like I got all 3 of those in this level so far. There we go. Oh, nice. You guys popular? You... Oh, no, I don't. I do not have a girlfriend. My brother does. And he is with her right now. But I am single. And you know what? Honestly, I feel like it's better that way. I had a girlfriend during dental school, and it really took a lot out of me. I didn't get the top of the flagpole. Hopefully you can find one. Yeah, we'll see. When I'm ready for it, I don't know. Keep thinking of getting a 3DS. They come up all the time at pawn shops and whatnot. Relationships are expensive. Being single is pretty... Yeah, being single is honestly pretty great. Like, when I was in high school, and I think even college, all I wanted to do was, like, get into a relationship, and then I kind of saw how draining they could be. And I was like, you know what? I'm better off right now. I could do whatever I want, whenever I want to, and I appreciate the freedom, and yeah. For perks to having one. Yeah, you can't rush it. You can't rush it, and you can't end up with, like, the wrong girl either. Like, I was on some of those apps. I went out with some girls on there, and I think it was, like, Hinge I was on last year. And then, like, you try to get to know someone, and now at the age I'm at, I'm 29. A lot of girls at the similar age, they're, like, looking for something. They're looking to get married, like, immediately. And don't get me wrong, I'd like to get married one day. I just don't want to force it. But anyway, after, like, 3 dates, she's like, what are we? I'm like, I don't know you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know you. I couldn't tell you. Most of the girls that I've had relationships with that I liked, I was friends with first, so I kind of knew, like, my feelings. When you meet a stranger, when I met a stranger at least, I gotta get to know them first, and I think they're looking for, like, an answer, like, right away, like, after the first 3 dates or so, and I'm like, I can't tell you that yet. Russians use bad, get lucky to meet my person 25 years ago. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Women always want to rush marriage. Yeah, since they have kids, they have to have kids early. Yeah, and because they want to commit, them being financially, you can't trust someone with half your assets like that. Exactly, exactly. Um, I've been in relationships that I thought were perfect for like a year, and then later on, it's just like, thank God I didn't marry this girl. Sometimes you figure it out sooner than later, though. Like in college, I had a girlfriend. She's great. I'm still friends with her, but she's getting married now. And I dated her for 3 months. I'm like, I'm not feeling it. Let me get out of here. So I'm definitely not rushing it. And meeting someone online, I don't think is the best way of doing it either. Like the algorithm, I don't know if you guys looked into any of this stuff on like Hinge, Tinder, whatever. Most guys don't get swiped on because, I mean, a lot of girls are pretty judgmental on those, and you know, give them a right to, because they're the ones who are having kids after all. I feel like a lot of guys will swipe right on a lot of girls more often than girls will swipe right on the guys. I don't know why I can't get this jump going. There we go. Divorce is very common, and it is scary. It's a scary thing. Regular breakups make people miserable, so I can't imagine like what it might be like going through divorce. Make a bunch of friends. Eventually, one of them might be. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm going about doing this. Try to make friends with everyone. Marriage is a huge commitment, not a risk for women, since generally they aren't the ones making the money. Yeah, yeah. I think the whole kind of world changed once the dating app scene kind of took place. Um, I think things got a lot more superficial, a lot more judgmental, and I think online with dating apps, with Instagram, a lot of girls tend to get a lot more attention from guys. And because of that, like, I don't want to say that like, it inflates their ego, but they definitely feel as though they may be on a higher level or a little bit more superior to an average guy if they're an average girl. And I just died. Death Clonic decided never to get married. Hey, you know what? I guess I'm going this way too if I don't find anyone. Yeah, yeah, that's true. But sometimes like that's not even enough. Like earning 100 plus K. Like some of them, you talk to them and that's like a baseline requirement. Like they're just assuming already that they're walking into dating someone 100 plus K. I don't know. I'm not typically a tall. I'm not really a tall guy. I'm 5'8", and that's a big factor on these dating apps too. Like, there's a lot of girls on these apps being like, if you're not over 6 foot, swipe left or whatever. Don't waste my time. This, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, all right. Well, you know what? I wouldn't want to be with you anyway if that's kind of your outlook on things. All right, we got 2 star coins. Nowadays people are, yeah. Yeah, I think it's like only the top 10 or so percent of guys get like swipes right on in these apps typically. I think there are some like Tinder studies that came out like that. And Zorark met a friend through a friend. That's like probably the best way of meeting someone, honestly. Now, like my parents like want to set me up with like some of their friends' friends. but I tell them like I'm a little bit hesitant to do that because I don't know if I'm gonna like them or not. And if I don't like them, then it's a little bit awkward if this person is friends with my parents or their friends. So that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to do that. Like friends of family, it's a weird territory to get into. Oh, I missed that one. Alright, that means we're coming back for it. My brother met the girl that he is with right now, in college. One of his friends actually who lived in the same dorm, wanted to start this like book club to actually specifically meet my brother's girlfriend, right? So this girl ended up coming to this book club where they would just kind of like study and hang out. They didn't do a whole lot of reading, and that girl liked my brother more than she liked his friend. So they've been together for about 4 years now. Yeah, some of these women aren't 10s, but they're looking for 10s. Death Clonic, never met anyone that made 100K in your state. Death Clonic, what state do you live in? 510 isn't bad. Like maybe head manager, FedEx. Yeah. 5'10", 5'11", that's good. I'm shorter than you guys. Yeah, even 5'11", like 6 foot guys. Oh wow, thank you, Artemidoris, rating with a party of 7. I appreciate it. Hey, hello. Thank you for the raid. How goes the game? The game's going well. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Death Clonic is from Iowa. Yeah. So we're playing some Super Mario 3D Land tonight. I'm streaming it from my Japanese hacked 3DS. I don't have a capture card, so I'm doing this all wirelessly. I just started out the game. I'm trying to go through and get all the star coins as I go through doing this too. I'm probably going to just make it through a couple worlds tonight, stream for a couple of hours, and then go to bed because I got a late start. But I appreciate you guys stopping in to say hi and chat and keep me company here because I don't have my brother here with me tonight. Yes, this is on the actual 3DS. This is my 3DS right here. 3DS no capture card. And I'm approaching the star coin that I don't have yet. There we go. Yeah, so this is on the actual 3DS. This is on the 3DS, the new 3DS, the Japanese new 3DS. It's not the XL version, it's like the smaller one. I have a couple 3DSs. I have the Majora's Mask 3DS, and I have the original 3DS that came out, the red one. But I've been playing on this a lot more ever since I jailbroke it. I like to take all my games on it, and I drop them on here, and I could play them without having to carry all the games around. It actually was not hard to jailbreak at all, believe it or not, and I'm very technologically challenged. There's a lot of good guides online to do it, and I think from what the guides were saying, it's better to do it with a new 3DS than a regular 3DS, but I think you could still do it with a regular 3DS. This is one of the new 3DSs, and I think it took me a couple hours to do. I watched a bunch of tutorials online, and then there's some good websites too to go along with it. I'm a visual kind of guy, but this one website that they have has a really good guide on it, and it's constantly updated, so some of the videos might get outdated. I kind of watch the videos like as supplementary because I gotta kind of see something before I do it, especially like technologically. So that's how I ended up doing it. And I dumped a whole bunch of these games that I have on here. I have all the Mario games for the 3DS, a lot of the Pokemon games on the Virtual Console, and then, of course, some of my favorite 3DS games, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Link Between Worlds, And then I got some of the older games that I think I need to like really put in the time to get through. I got Link to the Past on there, and I haven't. I tried playing it on the Switch the other day, and I tried playing it with Frank too on when Frank came over, and we were streaming like last Friday, and I don't know. I might need to go through it with a walkthrough. The older games are a lot harder than newer games. Like this Mario game, for example, right? Frank was over here. He was playing through the original Super Mario Bros. 2, the Japanese version. I don't know how he was doing that, but compared to that, this game is a walk in the park. All right, let me catch up on the chat here. Let's see. All right, even if I was actually selling my games right now, I'd still be making less than that. Yeah. Pretty Beautiful with Expectations. Yeah, it's tough to see some of these women like earning like a crazy amount on OnlyFans, and then you gotta kind of bust your ass to work. I could understand like being pissed off about that. You know, they could only make that money being attractive for like so long, but I don't know. It's tough. It sucks. I definitely wouldn't want to marry an OnlyFans girl. I wouldn't want to date an OnlyFans girl. I think that's like the modern day equivalent of like dating a stripper. I feel like a lot of guys kind of share that opinion too. Most of them maybe would like mess around with them, you know, one night stands and all that, but as far as like long-term commitments, probably wouldn't want to do that with an OnlyFans girl. And then I heard something online. I don't know how true this is, but I don't know. Maybe you guys tell me what you think. So they were saying like typically these girls when they're young, pretty like OnlyFans girls, like quasi celebrities, whatever. They go on a lot of these shows. They meet other celebrities of similar calibers, and like what I said, they'll just mess around with them to mess around with them, but not have the commitment with that. And then they'll look for that same high of like another celebrity type, but the celebrity types like DiCaprio, right? DiCaprio will date a girl up to 25 years old. As soon as he crosses that threshold, not dating girls over that age. So there's their top 10% that they're going for, and they're only dating, I don't know, between 20 and 25. Death Clonic would do OnlyFans. Not relationship material. They would ditch you if they found someone better. Yeah. They're more into money than love. Could commit and trust wouldn't be faithful. Yeah, it's I don't know. Girls who do that with the fame, especially like on OnlyFans, they get like the following, right? And then they become like a celebrity type, and then they expect to be treated like a celebrity type. It's kind of like child stars, I guess. Like, think about the Disney stars, like Miley Cyrus and all them. They get famous, right? And then they kind of have like a warped perception of the world, a warped sense of reality. And I don't know. It's. I guess it's really easy for me to say here, like, oh, you know, they'll eventually get it in the end. Like reality will catch up to him, life will catch up to him. Some of them, I don't know if it will. You know, the only thing that I could do, the only thing that you could do is just kind of like be the best person you can be. Try to make yourself proud of yourself. I honestly made myself proud of myself today when I figured out how I could stream this through wireless connection. I didn't think I was able to do that. And like I said before, I'm not really good at technology. I'm not really good at the computer. But when I was able to pull this off, like I was like, yeah, I did this. I don't care if it's almost 1 a.m. I'm going to go on stream. I'm going to play some Mario. I don't even have to get far. I'm just going to get through like a couple worlds and whatever. So you might not get happiness from, I guess, attention from women, you got to get happiness from yourself. And then you do something good like this, and then it'll attract people. Another big thing I do whenever I get down on myself is I like to go to the gym, work out. Like, let's say I have a hard day at work or whatever, or I'm on these apps, I'm swiping, I'm not getting any, like, matches, whatever. I start to beat myself up about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not actually mad right now. This is just all, like, temporary. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta, like, make myself proud of myself. I gotta do everything I can to be like, this wasn't a waste of a day. This day counts. This day matters. And I'm gonna remember today as the day in which I got my 3DS up and running on Twitch. Alright, let's check here. Gonna catch up here. Leo's messed up. He's gonna be 80 and still dating 25-year-olds. Yeah, I think, who was it? Was it Scarface himself, Al Pacino, who just knocked up a 28-year-old? That's crazy. And you know, they'll keep being able to do that because they got that money, they got the fame, they got the status. And there's a dark side to fame. Yeah, absolutely, dark side of fame. Yeah, definitely would not want stalkers and death threats. Wouldn't want paparazzi following me around. Someone like Amarath, life will never catch up to her. She has enough money to... Yeah, she does. She does. There's dark side to it. You should read Glenn. Oh, I heard that. The Jeanette McCurdy book. She was on iCarly. Yeah. Amarath is useless. She's stupid. She's invested in stuff. Chances of finding someone are much higher in real life. You got to do you, and if you are alone, as long as you got friends. Yeah, you know what? I think having friendships is important. I have a lot of my friends from dental school. I didn't really have a whole lot of friends in college. I was a chemistry major, so there were actually, I went to a small college. I went to Sacred Heart in Connecticut, and there was about 6 people in the chemistry major that I was in. And yeah, I have some friends that are good from college, but no one who I really like keep in touch with. Everyone who I really keep in touch with is through dental school. Like, I wasn't in war, but I joke around like it was like a mental war. The amount of stress that I felt, like, joke around, they're my war buddies. They went through hell with me. So I got them. I have my brother who I'm like this with. Like, we essentially share a brain. I got a good family. I got Frank. You guys know Frank. And, yeah, you know, you do that and you do fun things with people that you like, people you love. And as long as you're having a good time, people are going to see that. And people are going to want to be your friend, too. Like, just the amount of people who kind of come in and join me and my brother because they see a group of 2 people, like, laughing, having a good time. It's infectious. Dating apps are rigged. They make you feel bad about yourself if you're a guy. We need a book club for video. This is our book club for video games. This is it. You're an interesting, friendly guy. I can see you being good for streaming. Sure. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming in and talking to me, hanging out with me over here. I like doing this. Hey, you know what? If I wasn't here doing this with you guys tonight, I would be doing this on my own and talking to no one. This is what I usually do at night before I, like, relax, before I go to bed. You also open up to us. I think streamers that do that are less private and talk about themselves. That should be your username. Video game book club. That's a good one. Some people don't like anything personal. You could build up rapport. Yeah, you know what? I like to talk. I like to tell stories. So that's just what I'm going to do. You're going to hear things about my life that I'd like to share about the internet. One of my friends, she put out this meme the other day. It was like ban men from getting microphones, and I just responded to her. I'm like, I just ordered my first one, and she's like, this is your digital footprint, whatever. And I go, I'm gonna make it a digital grave. I'm digging my digital grave right now. I don't care. Everything that I'm saying right on here, I don't mind saying to anyone that I meet on the street. You know what? If it's gonna get used against me, it'll get used against me one day, and I'll kind of sit there and I'll be like, good. I don't think I said anything bad. I'm not trying to do anything bad. I'm just trying to have a good time, play some games, talk to some people, and yeah. This might be the new highlight of my Saturday night. Other than this, I walked Ricky. I went to the gym. That was my day today. Playing some Mario. Cancel culture is awful. Stops people from saying, yeah, you know what? I'm kind of a little bit afraid of the cancel culture because I heard Twitch is like very like ban heavy. Like my brother wants to come on here in the robe and everything like that, and I think it's kind of funny. Frank's like, you should watch out about that because if he kind of slips up, whatever, they could ban him for being shirtless. And at the same time, I put all this money into the streaming stuff. I don't want to get banned, but if I end up being banned by doing something silly like that, I'm going to do something silly on here. I'm going to say something silly. I'm going to not know certain rules, and I just got to hope that nobody reports me. I'm not trying to get banned. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm trying to hang out and play games. But when you do this, when you talk online for a while, I think, you know, the culture we're living in, things are changing pretty fast. And something that would be normal to say 10 years ago, maybe you got to think twice about saying now. But, you know, I'm just trying to be as respectful as I can to everyone who comes in, as nice as I can, and hopefully that'll keep me covered. Sometimes being a little bit controversial is kind of fun, though. Like, you say something like mildly edgy, and you're just like, huh. But I'm not trying to do anything too crazy. Just don't be a bad guy and apologize when you make mistakes. Yeah. Well, you're not going to say, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to try not to say, I'm going to try to keep it a clean show. I'm going to try not to curse. Sometimes, like, it's inevitable. Like, the other day I said to Nick before we even go on, like, let's try to not curse. And then, like, within the first few minutes, it's like, oh, there's the F word. Okay. All right, good. Good. But the difficult thing about that, too, is, like, I'm doing this in my basement, right? And even though I don't want to curse on here, like, it's kind of like it gives you a sense of, like, being at home, being comfortable. Like, it almost is easy to forget that people can see you, people can hear you, people are talking to you now, right? And not that I say anything, like, too crazy in my personal life anyway, but like I said, I didn't want to curse on here. There we go. Yeah, some people do say it every other word. One time I said, like, freaking to my dad. Like, my dad's very against cursing, right? He's a very strict, old school Italian man. He's, like, very against cursing, right? And I was saying, like, freaking to him once, and he goes, don't say that. I know what word you're using to replace that with. And I'm like, all right, Dad. So even placeholder words, I have to think twice about sometimes. I think I'm like one of the few people who actually loves the 3D on the 3DS. Everyone who I talk to has a 3DS is like, oh, I turned off the 3D or I have the 2DS or whatever. I'm like, I think the 3D on the 3DS is pretty sick. 3D movies kind of stopped being a thing, and I kind of like those too. When I was a kid, there was like the first 3D movie that kind of like made a big return onto the scene was like Spy Kids 3D. And I was so mad that I didn't get to see that in theaters because I wanted to see it with the 3D glasses because I'd never experienced like a 3D movie before. And then I saw it was at Blockbuster. I'm like, oh man, let me get this at Blockbuster. I want to see this. And my TV couldn't do like 3D movies. And I was so disappointed. Let me catch up again. There are acceptable curse words, stuff you hear on AVGN. Yeah, AVGN used to curse a lot, and I know Frank was telling me he kind of cleaned it up a lot. He doesn't really curse as much anymore. Sometimes like the shock factor though, like was in him saying like all of these crazy things, like, and it would crack me up. I'm not gonna lie, it would crack me up when he would curse on there. You know, I was growing up in a house where my dad was like, he didn't even want me to say damn, and I'm like, is it okay if I say damn when I'm referring to the Hoover Dam? I don't care for 3D movies. I think 3D movies might be cool though. Yeah, I think it's just it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting to see like 3D movies, VR movies, what they're gonna be like. But I feel like people are gonna. I feel like I know where VR movies are gonna head to. I think that it's gonna be used for like porn. That's a little scary. My dog is barking. I guess my sister may have came in or went out, or someone may have came in or went out. Rick, calm down. It's okay. Rick. Alright, Rick, who's here? Who's here, Rick? That's what I say, who's here to him, and then he goes upstairs immediately. Well, it looks like I missed a star coin. Rick, who's here? Go get him, Rick. He usually doesn't bark. I'm going to tell you this. He usually is like a very quiet dog. The only thing that'll make him bark is when he thinks that someone's there. Like, he doesn't bark at other dogs. He doesn't bark when it's just like us in the house. But when he hears shuffling around, when he hears the front door open, he's like, he's got to know what's going on, like who's here, whatever. He is a good dog. He is a good dog. He's got a ton of energy. I'll tell you that. He's gonna be 4 years old soon. We did not cut off his balls, so some people say his energy comes from that. My dad is friends with a urologist who advised us not to. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't want him to cut off his balls either because his balls are really big and it's kind of funny when he walks. And like we've gotten a lot of comments from like friends like you can't cut those off. Those are a gift from God. So I'm glad he still has them, but it could definitely contribute to his testosterone and, you know, that machismo that he has when he goes and is responding to a knock that he may hear at the door in the middle of the night that wakes him up. But you know what? I like him with this energy. I'm able to do nice long walks with him. I've done 10-mile walks with this dog. On a typical day, I'll do a 5-mile walk with him. We go all around my town. I missed the coin star again. I don't know where this third coin star is. He needs more walks to burn off the energy. Yeah, he's got a ton of energy. He's got a ton of energy. I took him on a big walk earlier, like around 8 to 9, and I thought like, oh, he's gonna be calm if I stream tonight. He'll be calm for that, and I think he's settled down. He's laying down behind the couch now. Rick, come over here. All right, he's laying there. He's probably gonna come over here soon though, cause he he doesn't like being alone. That's another thing. We got him during COVID, so someone was always here in my house. We have my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister. Someone is always home, and because of that, he got used to having us all home during COVID because I commuted to dental school when that was going on. My brother and my sister, they also went to Sacred Heart, and school got shut down, right? So they were home too. So for the first year of having him, all of us were really here. And we're afraid to leave him alone because he gets nervous. Sometimes we'll see, like, we'll come home and we'll see that, like, he'll throw up if he's alone. He'll throw up, he's scared. We'll see hair, like, on the ground, like a little pile of hair. And we don't want him to be, like, scared or nervous, anything like that. Like, if we have to leave him for, like, an hour or two, we make sure that he's walked. But I think sometimes he'll also poop, too, in the house. He'll poop in a part of the house that he doesn't usually go to. And I don't think it's because he's, like, he has to go or anything like that and we're not there. I think it's just because he's scared. Alright, where's the star? Why am I not finding it? Is it? There it is. Do you guys have any pets? Oh, I see you guys are writing something. I'm gonna get to this flagpole and then I'm gonna catch up on chats. Okay. If you incorporate my food regimen, and I incorporate your fitness regimen. Yeah, you know, today what I did was I ran 3.1 miles on the treadmill. So that was like a 5K. I'm training for a 5K that I'm going to be doing on October 1st in Brooklyn. It's a pizza 5K. Halfway through the 5K, you got to eat 2 slices of pizza, and then you got to continue running. I'm doing this with one of my friends in dental school. And then I did a back workout afterwards. It was pretty intense. I think I did about 7 different exercises for 5 sets each on all of those. Did pull-ups, lat pull-downs, things like that. We'll live to 90, yeah. I only eat organic, so no packet food, fresh food, and lots of veggies. The only thing I need to do is eat less red meat. Yeah, I eat a lot of red meat too, and I need to start eating a little bit better. I was thinking about you the other day. I ended up going to... What are your thoughts on Chipotle? Because I know you don't like the fast food, but I'm going to tell you something. I love Chipotle. I crave Chipotle. Death Clonic has 3 dogs. Wow. 1 American Eskimo and 2 sheepdogs. That is really cool. Sheepdogs are super well behaved and they're still puppies. That's adorable. Yeah, Chipotle still fast food. Preservatives, chemicals in it. Still mass-produced food, yeah. My grandpa eats the worst food and he's 84. Oh, he's doing... That's good for 84. There's got to be, like, some kind of balance. Does he work out? Walk around and stuff? Because when you do that, I like to think that you could kind of offset some of the damage that you're doing. At least that's what I tell myself when I eat Chipotle and then I go to the gym. I like to think that Chipotle is like one of the better quality fast foods. Like, I don't get that same like stomach ache afterwards, like as if I were to eat like a McDonald's or Burger King with that. Do a walk every day and you're good. Yeah, I definitely do. I do a lot of walking every day. I do a lot of walking with the dog. Dog needs it. That's actually part of the reason why I got this dog. Going into story time. When I was in dental school and I had that girlfriend, we had a pretty bad breakup. This was in 2019, right? And I did a lot of walking after that during like the summer vacation between the second year of dental school. Oh, there's Ricky. Between the second year of dental school and the third year of dental school. And my dad would make fun of me. He's like, "You're walking your imaginary dog?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm walking my imaginary dog." And he goes, "I'm going to get you a dog." I'm like, "All right, get me a dog." He goes, "What kind of dog you want?" I'm like, "I don't know, like a pit bull, something like scary, whatever." At the time, I'd just seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I really liked that scene with the Brad Pitt character, his pit bull, where he kind of like protects him at the end from the Manson family. I thought that was so cool. And then I was in the park one day, and I saw this blue American Staffordshire Terrier type of pit bull, because pit bulls have 3 different types. There's the American Staffordshire Terrier, the American Pit Bull Terrier, and the American Bulldog Terrier. And I saw the blue American Staffordshire Terrier type of pit bull. And I was like, that is a cool dog. That is a good-looking dog. You don't really see them in that color so much. And the blue color, it's what Ricky is. It's like a gray type. They call it blue. It's gray. So anyway, we found a breeder in Louisiana. We found online, and we spoke to her for a while about it, and she does like show dogs. Like they take her dogs that she breeds to like shows and all that. We were thinking about rescuing one. I know, like when I tell the story, people are like, "Oh, you didn't rescue one." We wanted to rescue one, but we went to a rescue place in New Jersey, and we were talking to a woman who worked there, and she said, if you've never had a dog before, these are more difficult dogs to handle. I'd recommend you get a dog younger so it could grow with you. You could learn more about each other. It wouldn't be like, fully developed and come from like either abuse, neglect, whatever. It might be easier for a first-time dog owner to adopt if you're looking for this breed of dog, which we were. So that's why we ended up going with the breeder for him, and we got him when he was just 2 months old. Believe it or not, he was one of 9, and a lot of people from the Northeast had contacted this breeder. So we were either going to fly out or they were going to drive up, and fortunately for us, a lot of people in the Northeast were in contact with getting dogs from them, so they drove up. He actually has a sibling who's a couple towns over from me, but we've never met the sibling before. We keep saying like, oh, we gotta get in contact with the breeder and find out the sibling's contact information. But he's gonna be 3 soon. I think it's September 18th is his birthday, or he's gonna be 4 soon. I apologize. It's late. It's like after 1 over here. And like I told you, I had a long day of working out and trying to get this 3DS thing working. Alright, I'm going to get this flagpole, and then I'm going to catch up in the chats. Wonderful foods like... Omelets are good for you. I try to eat eggs, but one of my cousins, actually Frank's older sister Lana, was telling me to watch out with the eggs because certain eggs, they will dye to make look white. And she was saying to me to get the brown eggs, that they don't like bleach or put anything on there. Walking is low stress on the joints. Yeah, I try to do a lot of walking. Inspires me to eat dairy, and he works out every day and gets indigestion, headaches, back problems. I got to watch out with the back problems with dentistry, because even not now, I notice I'm like hunched over a lot. I'm super like self-conscious about like, don't get back problems, A lot of dentists have like back problems, hunchbacks. They have to retire early because of it. Green smoothies. I have a 110-pound dog myself. Eat organic eggs. Rip. Yeah, Ricky is 60 pounds. He's not too big, but he's a dense 60 pounds. He's strong. He's strong, and he does these long walks, and my mom doesn't even really walk him. My mom doesn't walk him. My sister doesn't walk him. My mom has tried to walk him a few times, and she used to walk him when he was a baby. But Ricky likes people. He loves people, and what he likes even more than people is he likes people on bikes, people on skateboards, people on scooters. So my mom was walking him one day in our neighborhood, and someone came by in a scooter, and he went after that kid on the scooter and pulled my mom down, And my mom's like, all right, I'm walking him at night. I'm walking him when there's no one around. But she hasn't been walking him much recently. My sister has never really walked him. Actually, if my sister goes on a walk with me and him, I make my sister walk him because I'm like, no, you can do this. You're just not trying to do this. But my sister, she's really small. She's really she's a skinny, small girl. And he definitely can pull her over, pull her down. So he's mainly walked by me, my dad, and my brother. And my dad will do a lot of the walking with him in the morning, and then me and my brother will do like the night walks. But I like the night walks anyway. It gets like cooler, especially when it's hot out in the summer. It's a little bit more peaceful too. There's not a whole lot of people walking around. There we go. Alright, let me catch up on the chats. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff they put in the food. And he is a strong dog. Now he's a sleepy dog. And this is how he is most of the time. Most of the time he's like this, and he is not barking. And that's only when he hears like a door open or a person come. And when he sees like someone come, he gets so excited. He's like more of a people person than a dog person. He likes to do this thing where he will like stand up on his hind legs and like put his front two paws on you. We joke around that he wants to be like a person. He thinks he's a person. My mom calls him Pinocchio sometimes and is like, you want to be a real boy. Something that I don't know if we said on the streams with me and Frank is my mom and Frank's mom are sisters. So that's how we are related. My mom is older than Frank's mom by 1 year. Yeah, I think the night walks are more peaceful. I'm more of a night kind of guy. Like today, I'm gonna be honest with you. I slept late, not too late because I had to pick up my car. It was getting worked on. It was getting new spark plugs. So my dad goes, all right, we got to go pick up the car, be up by like 10, and take the dog for a walk. And I go, okay. I set an alarm for like 9:30, right? And I slept through the alarm. And my dad's calling me like, where are you? Did you take the dog for the walk yet? And I go, no. He goes, take the dog for the walk, and then we got to go pick up the car. I'm like, all right. I can sleep like crazy, and I actually prefer sleeping like in the morning hours than the nighttime hours. I don't know what about that it is. I don't know if it's maybe just I constantly stay up late, so I'm used to being up late, but I think I get the best sleep in the morning, and I have like more vivid dreams in the morning, and I guess that means that my mind is starting to turn on, but I gotta be careful not to oversleep, because if I oversleep, then I'm just like tired during the day too. There'll be times like the latest that I slept till is like 3 once, and then I wake up tired still, and I slept the whole day away. I don't want to get that flower. There we go. I like the Tanuki suit. The Tanuki suit makes it easy to run around over here and fly. So I was talking to Frank, and we were thinking about maybe that I would do the Mega Man stream with him the other night. Oh, I lost the Tanuki suit. But I've never played Mega Man games, and I know he wanted to go late doing it. He wanted to do like a marathon of them. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I could stay up until like 4 or 5. Like when I usually do it with him, 4 or 5. I was falling asleep the last stream that we did, and we did that over here. I don't know. See, like 3 a.m., 3 a.m. Like I could do that. I could do that. I could be good the next day to function. I think that's like the sweet spot for me. But anything later, we're messing with my sleep schedule there. Messing with my already poor sleep schedule there. For work, when I work at my dad's office, I gotta be up for work at 8. So I usually wake up around like 6:30. I start setting the alarms, and it's not a good thing, but every 5 minutes I have another alarm goes off. Because sometimes like I will turn off the alarm in my sleep. So I have them set to go off every 5 minutes, and I'm usually out of bed by 6:45, 7. Shower, end up getting my Dunkin' Donuts coffee on the way to work. I show up to work then. And when I work at the other office, I go in at 10, but it's a little bit further away from me. So I still got to get up at the same time pretty much anyway. All right, there we go. I think we're doing good so far with all the star coins. Let me catch up on the chat. I'm not good in the mornings either, Stegatastic. And yeah, I am like a slow starter. I gain momentum throughout the day. Another thing I don't do that I should stay up nights too. Probably healthier to get up 9 a.m. daily. Yeah, that's a good time to get up. But I'm not motivated since I don't do the 9 to 5 typical thing. When you get a goal like 24 hours after Mario Party Dare, you'll probably manage it. Yeah. It's the 9 to 5 thing, 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. Oh, wow. 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Hey, that's tough too. That's tough too. You see me on these streams when it gets after 3 a.m. And I'm a little tired now just because of the running, and I'm still getting used to that. But when it gets after 3 a.m., I start getting a little delusional. And I used to pull all-nighters like crazy when I was in college, too. I used to pull all-nighters studying for exams. Like I mentioned earlier, I was a chemistry major, right? So one of the big classes that I had was organic chemistry. I had to like make sure that all my prerequisites for dental school, like I had A's in them. And organic chemistry was a tough one, but I kind of got good at it because I started to learn how to study. And before every single organic chemistry test, the test was always at like 8 a.m., I would pull an all-nighter. And I would just be doing like old exams for the tests. And I would go into a classroom. I'd lock myself into a classroom. Janitors hated me because they were trying to clean the classroom. I'd lock myself in a classroom. I got some Expo markers, right? And I blasted from the speakers of the classroom. I blasted Prince. I got really into Prince when I was in college. So I would blast like, this is what it sounds like when doves cry. And I honestly have some good memories from college doing that, like all alone, 4 a.m., 5 a.m. before a test, studying, blasting Prince. My music tastes are a little bit all over the place. I got into music listening to Metallica when I was in middle school, 8th grade, last year of middle school. And from there, I kind of branched into like classic rock. I was a huge Led Zeppelin fan. I love Led Zeppelin. Aerosmith, Rolling Stones is my mom's favorite band, so I got into them too. And then I went away to college, and like I said, I got into Prince, and I got Pandora. I learned about Pandora over there, so I don't even know how I ended up listening to a bunch of like 50s doo-wop music too. I need to find a Tanuki suit because I don't know if I get through this as regular Mario. Alright, let's see. What's over at this door? I missed it. Okay, let's see. There we go. Made that jump. So I got the flag post. And I have one of... Oh, there we go. Tanuki suit. Just what I needed. Now, where is the other star coin? There we go. But now I'm outside of this building. I feel like I was farther up before. Alright, so what was I talking about? I was talking about music. Yeah, I like a lot of classic rock. I like some metal. I don't like the screaming stuff, though. Like, there's this band that I got into through one of my friends from high school. This band called Volbeat. I lost the Tanuki suit. It's a Danish rock group, and they call it like rockabilly. And it's almost like Johnny Cash and Metallica were combined. I like them a lot. I saw them over the summer. I saw Metallica twice. I saw Volbeat once over the summer. And that was in the same weekend, too. Oh, man. There's a lot of these pokey guys in my way. There we go. Another Tanuki suit. Okay, let me catch up here. Heat in the summer makes me sleepy. Yeah, the heat does make me sleepy too. When it gets too hot, like it was like 90 something degrees a couple days ago. I went out for my lunch break on Thursday and it was like in the 90s. I'm like, wow, we just had Labor Day. I can't believe it. Yeah, my dad is strict and I do have to work hard, but you know what? It brings the best out of me. Death Clonic says, all right, I'm back. Stupid Samsung keeps crashing. Never buy anything Samsung again. I don't think I have anything Samsung. I was thinking about getting a Samsung TV for that TV that we have over there, but I ended up going with an LG. Yeah, a strategy to get through it. I don't think I've ever had a Samsung. I'm looking at the other TV. I got a Toshiba. I have an iPhone for a phone. Two Samsung TVs dies. Oh, wow. Yeah, if that all happened to me, I wouldn't want to get Samsungs either. Yeah. Yeah, I never had a Samsung phone. Like I said, I have an iPhone. But before I had an iPhone, the first phone that I ever had was the Chocolate. I don't know if you guys remember that. This is like, we're going back to like 2006 with this. It wasn't even the first Chocolate. It was the Chocolate 2. The phone that like slides up. And then after that, I had the NV3. I had that when I was in college. And then I had that alongside an iPod Touch. So there was me getting used to having like an iPhone without the phone as it was. And then I didn't get my first iPhone, which I think was an iPhone 4, until I was a sophomore in college. And then I got another iPhone after college and before dental school, and I had that phone all throughout dental school. And then I was in my senior year of dental school, and I was on a hike. I was with some of my friends, and I climbed onto this big rock, and my phone fell out of my pants pocket and fell onto the ground, and it shattered. The screen shattered, and I usually take really good care of my stuff. Like, I never had like a phone shatter like that, so I was honestly a little bit embarrassed. I wanted to keep that phone for as long as I could before getting a upgrade. And it's a shame the screen broke. I guess I could have just simply swapped out the screen or like found a store to do it, but I was like, you know what? Let me just get a new one, and I did. And I've had that phone ever since. I think this is the iPhone 12 Pro or 12 Max, something like that. And so far it's in pretty good condition. It fell out of my pocket once when I was getting into my car, and there's a little scrape on the side of it, slightly cracked, but not too bad. Definitely still usable, and I'm going to use that thing until, like, I literally cannot use it anymore. Alright, I am doing well with these star coins. I'm on World 3. I'm on World 3, and I think I got in all the star coins. I don't like Apple, but a lot of people do. Yeah, it's just, I understand that, like, the droids, some of the other phones, like, they're very, very good on being able to customize things, right? And like I told you before, like, I kind of have a hard time with computers. I'm not really tech savvy. Frank put this all together for me. The only thing I really figured out on my own was how to jailbreak this 3DS and how to get this going streaming tonight. And I've just been playing around with stuff. I'm actually, knock on wood, surprised that I haven't broken anything yet. But hopefully, you know, keep this up. Keep up the good luck. And that won't happen. But like I was saying, yeah. If you're really, like, into tech stuff, or even, like, not even really into it, but you can comprehend it better than I can, then I'm sure you could do a lot more cool things on some of those phones than what you would be able to do with an Apple phone. I like it because it's pretty basic. It's pretty user friendly. I don't think I could mess anything up. And not a big learning curve when you get a new one because they're all pretty much the same. Here's a story for you guys about me and technology. When it was 2006 and I got my first Xbox 360, I got it for Christmas that year. And as soon as I got it, I really only wanted this Xbox 360 because I was getting into Sonic, to play Sonic 06, right? So I get the Xbox 360 for Christmas. And within the first day, I was like, oh, it doesn't come with a memory card. Like, shouldn't this come with a memory card? And I had to go out and get a memory card the next day because everything was closed because it was Christmas. I finally get the memory card, pop it in, and start playing Sonic, and then I got the Red Ring of Death. I got the Ring of Death on the second day of having an Xbox 360 playing Sonic. And I heard I had to send it in, and I was like, I don't want to send it in. Let me see about getting a new one. So we took it back to the store where we got it from, and they ended up replacing it for us. And then when I was setting up, like, the profile, keep in mind the only game system I had back then was Nintendo type game systems, right? So I had Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy SP, and GameCube. When I was setting up the system and it says, oh, you got to make a profile, I'm like, well, the game that I want to play is Sonic. So I made my profile Sonic the Hedgehog. And then I thought, like, I had to make a different profile for every single game. So, like, I'm going to give you an example. I had Lego Star Wars, right? So I make another profile for Lego Star Wars. I didn't have any of the games on the same profile because I didn't understand it at the time. And that was the first time that I really saw a game console where you had to, like, make profiles. Like, now it's commonplace. Like, this 3DS, you make a profile on your 3DS. The Switch, you have a profile on the Switch, but that was something new then, and that was something I didn't get. So that shows you I can be a little bit challenged sometimes. Oh, I missed a star coin. See, I was getting cocky. All right, let's go. Let's go back. Let's go back through the level. And then something funny enough, that Xbox 360, the second Xbox 360 that we got the Red Ring of Death also. And I was like, I'm done with Xbox. I'm going to get PlayStation from now on. Batman Arkham Knight comes out, right? 2015. Get a PS4 for it. But I'm mainly, as you guys can see on here, with the games that I've selected so far, mainly a Nintendo kind of guy. A lot of Mario. A lot of Mario. I gotta do some Zelda. I gotta change it up. I was thinking about doing Pokemon tonight, too. Do like Pokemon Red version. I don't know if you guys are into Pokemon or not, but I was really into Pokemon Red version when it first came out. And I've been into a lot of those games. I kind of fell off after the Diamond and Pearl stuff, and I really hated Black and White. I still played that one. All right, so the star is between here and then the end, and I'm missing it. Zelda was more of a title that I got into recently. I got into Zelda Ocarina of Time when it came out on the 3DS, and my friends were like raving about it, and I fell in love with that. And then Majora's Mask, that one, I think I personally might like that one better just because of like the star is definitely underneath where that eel is. Because the tone, a little bit darker, a little bit more adult themed, and still with the same assets used from Ocarina of Time. It just, that dark tone and the days repeating, it's kind of like a little anxiety inducing, and I kind of like that. Kind of like being on the clock going through the temples, and it's almost like nightmarish reliving the same 3 days over and over and over again. I think that is such a cool, unique concept for a game that I had not seen done anywhere else. You know what? I'm not going for that. I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna take the high warp pipe, and I'm going to go to the top, even though I'm low on time. Okay, let me catch up on everything. Yeah, Apple's expensive because it is Apple. The other ones are a lot cheaper. I do understand that too. It's good that you don't care about Segatastic. It's good that you don't really like care about checking social media. I'm gonna tell you, I'm completely honest with you. I'm addicted to social media. I deleted all of the social media when I was in dental school studying for finals the second year, and like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and I went back to social media, but I didn't go back to Facebook. I'm like, I got to cut one of them off like for good, and I haven't been back on Facebook since. Android's pretty simple. Maybe if I got the hang of it, I'd be able to do it. It's just, I guess that's just me being lazy. Yeah, Sonic 06 was a broken game, but you know what? I convinced myself that it was fun when I was in 6th grade and played that. Yeah, the 360 very early on was very faulty, and it was pretty expensive too. I remember like the brand, the one that came out without the hard drive, because I got the cheaper model without the hard drive, without the memory card. That was still like around $500. That was like one of the most expensive video game consoles I've gotten. Yeah, I was pretty much. I think I am on my third 360, and it hasn't broken yet, but I haven't turned it on in years, so it might be broken. My profile picture has to be Joey from Friends. Yeah, I should do. You know what? I went to LA with my brother in April, and we went to the Warner Brothers studio tour. And there's the couch from Friends that we took a picture on. So maybe I'll put that up somewhere or something like that. That's my homage to Joey from Friends. To be fair, every game system before that, you had to make profiles for each game. Yeah, yeah, you didn't have to. You didn't have to do like anything crazy, like profile like, oh, Joey whatever for GameCube or Nintendo 64 or anything like that. So I just didn't know how it worked then. Yeah, later models were fine. Watch the Pokemon anime. Yeah, I was into the anime as a kid. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the anime like really dumbed down a lot of like the themes in the story. I'm not gonna go and say like Pokemon was like some dark thing and there were complex themes in it, but it was like when those first games came out, they were like RPG games. Obviously, Nintendo meant for kids, whatever, younger viewers, but the anime really dumbed down a lot of the things. There's like friendship, this, that, and the other thing. There's a Pokemon manga that is not about Ash. It's about the character Red, who is like the main player of the game. And I guess Ash is kind of like a interpretation of the Red character. And it kind of like delves more into, rather than Team Rocket, Jesse James being used for like goofy jokes, it's Team Rocket, this criminal organization being run by Giovanni, and it's like a more mobster type thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still like a little campy and funny, but it takes itself a little, maybe one unit, one metric pushes the needle slightly more seriously. Majora's Mask, Deathloop. It's a great game. It's a great game. It's not the same day. It's 3 day cycle, but yeah. Oh no, are you talking about another game, Deathloop? Twitch is much better than any of those other social media. Yeah, I'm having a fun time on Twitch. This is like engaging. I'm not looking at my phone while I'm doing this. I'm still talking to people. I'm still playing games. I'm hanging out, having a good time. I knew I'd be addicted to TikTok if I got TikTok, so I never got TikTok. Team Joey prefer to double. Make it prefer from trouble, make it double. Protect the world from devastation. Unite all peoples in our nation. That's an evil, the truth and love to extend our reach to the stars above. Yeah, I know the whole thing. I know the whole thing. There is, if you like the games, if you like the old Pokemon games, Pokemon Red and Blue, there's this guy on YouTube who made like his own fan made anime of just the storyline from the video games. And there's no talking in it. He like conveys everything through like facial expressions and like some text that was the actual in-game text. But he mainly relies on like context clues for all that. And he plays like rock versions of all the themes that go on in the game. And it's this guy on YouTube. His name's Pedro. If you look up Pokemon Red fan made, it's like a 3 hour, 30-minute long movie of the whole entire story of Pokemon Red version. And he took like some fan theories and he put them in there. And like he even like incorporated some of the glitches in those games because they were very glitchy games, and he put them in there. And it has more heart than any of the episodes of the Pokemon anime. And it's kind of crazy. It just kind of shows you that like fans of a certain thing will be more serious than the actual creators of it. Like fans understand what resonated about certain things more so than the people who made it. And I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Sometimes like when you make something, you don't understand what other people are seeing when they're looking at it for the very first time. And Nintendo could have been like, oh, this is a kid's thing. We got to start making the Pokemon cute, because they did. They did. For the first, like, generation, Pokemon was like, okay, they're animals, right? The second generation, they went a little bit more cute. They had, like, baby Pokemon and all that. And the third generation, they're like, we're going to make absolute killing machines. And then they start over-designing them in the fourth generation. The fifth generation is absolute garbage. I'm going to pretend it doesn't exist. I know that might be blasphemy for some people, because some people love the fifth generation, but I despise it, and that's what made me walk away from Pokemon for a long time. But, yeah, over time, like, I don't know, the new one, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right? It is, like, it almost, like, feels like they're trying to do Harry Potter. Like there's this school, and everyone's in the school, and you're all in uniform, and like you got to go out and like, I don't know. It's a little bit silly. It almost like folds in on itself with silliness. like they do this thing where like the headmaster of the school, I played it a little bit. I played Pokemon Scarlet a little bit. I haven't beaten it. But like the headmaster of the school goes undercover, and this is an old man going undercover as a student. And I'm like, this is so silly. Bring back the Mafia from Pokemon Red version that was run by Giovanni. You know, like bring back Mewtwo, who is like a failed science experiment of gene splicing. Like, give me something like that. Give me something like the creepy Pokemon entries where it says Hypno would like hypnotize kids and lure them away from their families, like something to keep me up at night. Give me that Lavender Town creepy music that they make creepy pastas of online. Maybe some of this is me getting older though. It could very much be that. I don't know. I think they lost their magic. I gotta find this other star coin. You know what's here's a lot of the star coins I was missing. You find the toad and then he throws it to you. That's what this was. There he goes. All right, I don't know where he threw that. Oh, there he is. Okay. So we're going to get this guy. There we go. Boom, all 3 star coins. Top of the flagpole. Okay. Never got into TikTok because the second it released, they already had thousands of viral videos. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I feel like TikTok like artificially like pumps up like the virality of it. It pumps up like getting views on it. It almost makes people addicted to making TikToks as it is going on TikTok. Too many Pokemon now. I think they're over 1,000 now. I think they should have stopped at 1,000. I think there's certain ones that they should cut. Something that cool that they were doing though, I'll give them credit for this, is they make different versions of Pokemon. So let's say like a new generation of Pokemon takes place in a new region, right? So rather than having Charizard be a fire and flying type, he's a fire and dragon type. That's just like an example. Or they have like a Vulpix. That's a fire fox Pokemon. But in another region, he is a ice fox Pokemon, which is pretty cool. So take the ones that you know and like kind of put a twist on it. I'd be okay with that, rather than just like new ones and then they're scraping the barrel, making some over-designed Pokemon. I'm old now. I've been there since Pokemon Red. Yeah, Pokemon Red. I think it's a great game. I think it's a great game. Some people say it doesn't hold up and it's really glitchy, but all of those things I feel like make that game, give it character. Like I want to play that game because of the glitches in there, because of the exploits in there, because of Missing No, because of the Mew glitch that you could do to get Mew. That's what I like about it. The kids who haven't played it since the early days, it's new to them. Game I'm making now is an introduction to these new monsters so I can reuse them later on for a Pokemon style game that's more focused on horror. That would be cool, like a horror type like Pokemon thing, because I think that there is a market for like these games with monsters and stuff like that, and I get a little bit annoyed when like it gets more dumbed down every single generation, because when I was playing Pokemon as a kid, it was probably its most serious. And then with every subsequent game, it's just gotten less so, more silly, whatever. So the people who grew up with Pokemon would probably love to play some type of horror game like that, in the vein of that, in the style of that. Yeah, you're basically making the thing I want. Exactly. I'm a lot pickier since I've been gaming 20 years. All the rehashing stuff, making a series, 20 different games, gets old. It does. It absolutely gets old. Some of it is just nostalgia, I'll say. Like, in 2010, they remade Pokemon Gold and Silver version. And when Gold and Silver version came out, I played the hell out of Red. I played the hell out of Blue. I played yellow like crazy, right? And then Gold and Silver came out, and I wasn't getting on board with the new Pokemon, the new story, like all that. I tried, I couldn't, I didn't beat it when it first came out, right? I played Ruby and Sapphire. I love those games. I like them a lot. And then Diamond Pearl came out. I didn't really like those. But then Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the remakes of Gold and Silver came out, and he actually gave me an appreciation for those Gold and Silver games. And I think that's one of the best Pokemon games, Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So some of it might be a nostalgia factor, but it did give me a new found love for like the old in there too. Here we go. There's definitely got to be a star coin over here. Alright, speaking of a serious Pokemon game, I don't know if you guys ever played Pokemon Coliseum. And the idea with that is that wasn't done by like Nintendo Game Freak. That was done by this other developing team. I forget who it was, Genius Seniority, something like that. And they approached this game. This was going on as Ruby and Sapphire came out. They approached this game like, okay, the people who played the first Pokemon game when they were 10, the people who played Red and Blue when they were 10, right? They're like 17 now. So we got to make like a Pokemon game for like 17-year-olds. And you could tell like it was a lot of fun. It was a little bit darker. It was like, if you haven't played it, basically you start this game as a bad guy, as like a member of this criminal syndicate that like blows up the base that they're in, right? And steals this machine, and the machine like goes on your arm and allows you to steal Pokemon from trainers. So what you do is you find all the Pokemon that this criminal syndicate has stolen, and you steal them back from this criminal syndicate. So you're like a bad guy who like turns good and uses like the tools of evil against them. And a darker theme that they had in that game was when these Pokemon were stolen, they made them into shadow Pokemon, which basically means, I don't know, they closed the door to their heart is I think what the actual terminology they had going on in there. And they were like more prone to anger and aggression. And you have to purify these Pokemon. You have to like train them and like show them like love and compassion. And then like they open the door to their heart. You're able to purify them, make them go back to normal. Yeah, so it was like a more adult take on the Pokemon mythos. Okay, let me catch up. There's Yokai Watch and Koromon and Temtem. People try jumping on the bandwagon, and Digimon. I never got into Digimon. I never got into any of those actually, but I have some friends who are really into those. They like them a lot. Something that they were telling me too is Digimon came out before Pokemon, which I did not know. I think in the US we got Pokemon first though, so Digimon just felt like a rip-off to me back in the day. Alright, we gotta go back in the same level and we gotta find this. Oh, good. We gotta find this last star coin. Alright, we already got that one. There we go. We get another Tanuki suit if we mess this up. There's definitely something silly, like one of those binoculars. I gotta find the toad. Maybe something down here. Oh, it's something like this, right? I think I got to get onto this block, and that block is going to take me to that star coin. I think that's what it is. Now I'm seeing that float onto screen. I'm waiting for this guy to come back. There he is. Nope. Nope, missed him. Alright, well, I'm waiting for him to come back. Let me see what's going on here. I always thought Pokemon was kind of fucked up because it was like you're capturing these animals and making them fight. Yeah, it was like, it's like cockfighting almost. You know, in the manga, I was telling you about the Pokemon manga before, they have this scene where a Charmeleon cuts an Arbok, which is like the snake Pokemon, in half, like killing it. Like in the games, you don't kill other Pokemon; they just kind of faint, and you take them to the Pokemon Center, and they reheal, and everything is okay and peachy clean. But yeah, in the manga, yeah, Pokemon died, and there's this popular fan theory in the original Pokemon game where you have a rival, right? And he has a Raticate, and he fights you with the Raticate when it was a Rattata, and then it evolves in a Raticate, and then the next time you encounter him, he has the same exact team, except he's just missing the Raticate. What most likely happened, what probably happened, was the developers maybe just forgot or whatever, but fans have speculated like, oh, that Raticate died. Like, you killed that Raticate in the last battle, because the next time you run into your rival is in like this Pokemon graveyard. And that guy that I was telling you about earlier, who made like a Pokemon fan anime on YouTube, he like incorporates that into his story. It's pretty cool. I kind of hate these levels where it forces you to move sideways. The screen's moving around me, building up the anxiety. There we go. All right, 2 out of the 3 star coins. Oh, we're still moving forward. All right, there's the last star coin. I just need to have a platform where I can jump onto it. And here we go, top of the flagpole. Getting ridiculous these days. I got Amazon Prime and Netflix with ads. Crazy on Twitch. Consider getting Twitch Turbo, but it's a ripoff. I don't know what Twitch Turbo is. I'm still new to this. I know like some of these Twitch videos they have ads, but like when you have a subscription, you don't see the ads to whoever it was. Like I think Frank gifted me a subscription to his stream, and I didn't see ads for it for a while, and I guess that ended because now I get ads when I clicked on his stream the other night. Also, if I want Disney Plus or Crunchyroll or VPN to watch different regions, Netflix, those will be more per month. Yeah, I have, I share with my brother. So my brother pays for Netflix, and I pay for HBO Max or Max. You know, I don't even really use it a whole lot either. I mainly just like play games at night. Sometimes I'll watch movies. I like to watch horror movies. I've been watching a lot of horror movies. I went through all the Insidious movies, right? And then I watched Smile, and Smile like terrified me because they actually filmed part of that at Rutgers Dental School University Hospital. So I was getting like flashbacks like when I was watching that movie. So that's the Teeth movie. They filmed at a dental school part of it. It was a hospital setting in the movie, but it was scary. I watched this movie called Barbarian on HBO Max. That was pretty good. Let me see, what other horror movies was I watching? I went through. I marathoned a bunch of horror movies in the past month. I can't think of them now, but if you guys have any good recommendations, like put them in the chat. Let me see now. Yeah, I don't want 10 different subscriptions either. Twitch Turbo stops ads on all channels. Oh, okay. Just use ad block. Don't even remember the TV. Last TV I watched. Oh, wow, you follow 500 streamers. Yeah, I got to get into it. I don't really... The only streamer that I really know is my cousin Frank. Subscribing is good. Helps you out with people you like watching. Not using the right one. Yeah, I guess I gotta look into all that ad block or Twitch Turbo stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the only streamer that I really know is Frank, and then I guess like everyone knows like some of the big streamers like what were we saying before, Amarath. Like I knew her before I even knew what Twitch was. Or Pokimane. I don't even know if they play video games though. Do like shot content. I saw some stuff like with one of them like wearing the horse head. Silly stuff like that, but people watch it. People watch pretty girls do anything. I was telling some of my friends who are girls, I'm like, I gotta get you guys to come on the stream. We'll play Mario Party one night. Internet loves girls. Alright, where's the toad? Alright, I see that star coin. I don't think I see a toad anywhere, though. Oh, this is one where you gotta, like, time it, right? Okay, I got it. Alright, 2 out of 3. Where is the third one? See, I'm nervous. I don't want to go down and fall, but I'm thinking that there might be something behind. Alright, I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump. Nope. Nope, there was nothing. Good. The worst channel, it's 3-minute ads every 10... Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. I can't imagine doing that. Yeah, Discord's another thing I got to figure out. Frank was telling me about Discord, and I tried to do Discord for Pokemon Go. Oh, I lost my Tanuki suit. I tried to do Discord for Pokemon Go. You know what? I'm going to exit out of this level. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to the course selection screen because I need some Tanuki suits. I am going to World 1. I'm going to play the first level, and I'm going to get a couple Tanuki suits before I go into this boss battle. But yeah, Discord was one thing that I never really figured out how to work. I joined like a local Discord for Pokemon Go to do like raids, excuse me, in that. But I never like figured it out. I never like sat down and played around with it. A lot of my problem is like, unless I'm like really trying to figure something out for like a goal, like how I was trying to figure out how to do the 3DS streaming tonight, then I won't do it. Like if I'm doing something for fun, like oh, I want to do raids in Pokemon Go, but I'm not like serious enough about it, I won't sit down and like figure it out. And I'm like a visual kind of like learner. I got to see something done first before I do it myself. Frank showed me enough of how to work Twitch where I was able to like mess around with it and at least get it down to where I could do this here myself. But yeah, he's gonna have to show me Discord. Alright, we got 2 Tanuki leaves. We're going to be going into the boss. It is 238. Okay, not too bad. You can use social media, you can figure out Discord. Yeah. On the PC. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Good. Good. Oh. Alright, you know what? I'm exiting. I'm exiting the level. And we're going to try this again. Thankfully, I have both of my Tanuki leaves. Didn't expect to lose them both that quickly, but thankfully, if you just go to the exit screen, you still have them. Okay, I'm going to look through these binoculars. I know I saw that one. I got that one before. And I fell behind that ship before, so I know now that there's nothing behind there. I'm looking for that last star coin. Maybe it's through the warp pipe. Maybe there's a little area before the boss. Yeah, let me go to the save space. I gotta watch out for the bombs. Okay. I'm gonna wait for these little cogs to come out. Now I'm gonna run. Good. Good. Twitch is your TV. Yeah, I think I like Twitch better than TV too, because I can't tell you the last time I watched like a TV show and like got into it. I feel like, I don't know, a lot of the TV shows now, they'll get you on a hook with like, good, I'm exiting. They'll get you on a hook with like a good first like season or first episode, whatever. And then after that, they just keep drawing the story out and drawing it out and drawing it out and drawing it out. So like, even if there is a show that I like I'm going to give you an example. I like superheroes a lot, right? You guys know I like Batman a lot. One of my friends is like, "Oh, you should watch The Boys." I'm like, "Okay, let me watch this." I watched season 1; it was great, and I started to watch season 2, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, it almost became a job to like get through. And I know some people like really like that show, and I'm sure it's great. Some people say like, "Oh, you know, the first few episodes of season 2, you just got to get over that." I can't do it. I think I'm more of a movie person than like a TV person. Because I feel like movies, like, you got to tell your story, like, not necessarily concise, because there's some long movies, but you got to get the idea out, and there's not time for you to kind of go and milk things and draw things out like there is for TV shows. Okay, now I fell in the wrong area before, so I'm going to check these binoculars again. Alright, where there's an indentation. Good. Okay, looks like I'm going back to World 1 to get some Tanuki suits. Again. You'd have 5 sets of ads. You could. I'm glad that movies don't have 5 sets of ads in them. TV isn't episodic anymore, and that's why it's worse. But yeah, movies are better for that reason. TV is dead for a lot of people these days. Young people prefer Twitch, Netflix, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube. Actually. I got on that YouTube like pay for YouTube so you don't get ads, and I watch a lot of YouTube like that. But other than that, it's movies for me. Love movies. There hasn't been like a whole lot of things coming out though now. Like there's that writer strike going on. And I was talking to a girl at my gym yesterday who told me she was going to be working on this live action Moana movie. And I wanted to ask her about the strike. I know that this is like a very like layered topic and there's a lot of sides to it. And I just wanted to see what someone from the industry thought. So like she was telling me how, you know, actors, they want to get paid more, they want some job security, they want like benefits, and I, you know, I could understand that. Sometimes when you think of actors, you think of like blockbuster actors, you know, like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, all that. I'm naming the Marvel guys, but there's like a ton of actors, like background actors, this, that, and the other thing. And another thing they're worried about is getting their likeness scanned. She was telling me apparently someone got their likeness scanned. They signed away the rights to their likeness for Marvel, and Marvel stuck them in like 3 different projects or so. Like paid them like $150, scanned them, and then stuck them in like 3 different projects without them knowing. So they could keep doing this rather than having to pay for background actors. Which is kind of crazy. I definitely don't think that that's good. But here's like a little nuance to this that I was hearing. And I don't know what you guys think of it. You guys tell me what you think of it. Some people were saying that these actors, they wanted to get paid for streaming services, right? Because when someone goes on streaming, whatever, they should get paid for that. But the little like caveat to that is apparently like these streaming services will inflate their numbers of their viewers who are watching these things for their shareholders. And like a fear now is that if the actual numbers get released, then these streaming services would not get the, I guess, money backing stock from their shareholders to make new projects. So it might screw over actors in the end. I don't know how true that is. That's just something that I heard. So, just something interesting, something to think about. Because I could definitely see, like, streaming services, like, pumping up their numbers, not releasing the actual numbers. You can't lie about the box office, because, like, the studio makes money or the studio doesn't. You can lie about numbers. I do have some friends in the film industry, though. Like, I have a friend who... Oh, come on, I lost the Tanuki suit. She recently got a job working in, like, productions with James Mangold. And apparently, James Mangold, he's the guy who did The Wolverine. He did Logan. I really like Logan a lot. I think that's one of, like, the best superhero movies. He did the new Indiana Jones. I haven't seen it. I heard mixed things about the new Indiana Jones. Oh, good. I heard mixed things about the new Indiana Jones. But apparently James Mangold is making a Bob Dylan biopic with Timothée Chalamet, and they're filming it in New Jersey. It's pretty crazy. But now, because of this writer's strike, doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon. I don't really know what the buzz is about Timothée Chalamet, though. I know a lot of girls like him. I don't really see it. I know he's going to be the new Willy Wonka. I don't know how I feel about that either. I lost again. I gotta go get some Tanuki leaves. I'm sorry. I just keep dying over here. All right, let me catch up, see what you guys are saying here. Oh, Death Clonic, you make music. That's pretty cool. Do you play instruments or like um, what? How do you make music? That's awesome. I used to play guitar when I was in high school, and I kind of dropped it when I went away to college, and then picked it up a little bit in dental school. But I'd like to get back into it a little bit more. But that's awesome that you're working on an album. Yeah, YouTube is good to learn from. Like what I was saying before, when I did play guitar, I would like to watch videos of people playing it because, like I was saying before, I'm visual, really visual. And learning from YouTube is kind of how I learned to set up what we got going on here tonight. News talks, learn about the pandemic, supply chain issues, why things are the way they were. Yeah, it could be like informative too. Like find out something from YouTube talking about like a current event, I find a lot more trustworthy than watching like a news outlet. I like to watch like people and not like, oh, paid for by this person or this group, this company, so they're forced to push whatever. Um, Learned about why a lot of middle class Chinese are trying to get out of China. Chinese banks collapsing and corrupting. Chinese property market with half the building properties never finishing them, pocketing the money, moving on. That's pretty interesting. I don't know a whole lot about what's going on over there in China, but that does sound crazy. And geez, if I was in a situation like that, I'd want to get out of there too. Learning a lot about the problems in other countries. Logan's your favorite movie. Logan is a great movie. Like that is what I think superhero movies should be. Like enough of this like joking every 2 minutes in a Marvel movie. Like give me something like Logan. Give me something like Heart, like a real human story. Like what I liked about that movie is Professor X. They don't not really say it, but Professor X pretty much has like dementia, he has Alzheimer's, and he is like lashing out, and like Logan is taking care of him, and he's hiding him, and he's protecting him, and that kind of like resonated with me because my grandpa had Alzheimer's, and like I kind of like watched that movie as like, oh, my dad like helping out my grandpa with like Alzheimer's and like protecting him and all that. So like that hit a lot harder than any of these modern superhero movies. Talks about why the two big banks in America collapsed not too long ago. Understand why these things are happening. I use a tracker called Delphin Mask. I'll write down the notes and make your own instruments using the program. Here's an album release. All right, I definitely have to check this out. I'm going to open this up in another tab right now. I like the album art you got going on. I like the eclipse. I'm going to keep that on the side for later. Thank you for sharing that. Read up on California's problems, very expensive places there, but a lot of problems, poverty and drugs. Poverty prices, insane. Yeah, property prices are crazy over there. You know, I will tell you this about California. Like, my first time ever going to California was this past April, and I heard a lot of things about, like, how crazy it is with poverty and, like, homelessness and whatever, and it's definitely true. I'm not trying to, like, underplay that, but, like, I live in New Jersey, North Jersey, New York area. I go to New York City. That's, like, from what I've seen, maybe it's where I'm going in these places. Maybe I was in a nice area when I was in LA. But being in New Jersey, being in, not New Jersey, being in New York City, kind of like, I don't know. I thought LA was just as bad as New York. Maybe New York was a little bit worse from what I've seen. But when I was meeting up with a friend who lived over there, they were telling me that that maybe New York, the poverty, the homelessness, the crime may be all over the place, less concentrated but more dispersed. Where in LA there's like designated areas, or maybe certain more areas that are designated to that than in New York, where in New York you'd find it like diffused throughout. This is my third time playing through level 1 to get Tanuki suits to get through this boss. Good. And I didn't get it again. New York is crazy expensive. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't imagine, like, living in any of these places, New York, LA, these cities. I'm not really, like, much of a city guy. I live in a suburb. And I feel like I'm really comfortable here. I'm close with my parents, so I could kind of see myself staying here until I get married, or at least until my brother moves out, because close with him too. But I have friends. I have a lot of friends who like really want to move out and go to New York City, and I'm kind of like, why? You're gonna spend a ton of money, and you're gonna get like a crappy apartment, really small, not the nicest, not gonna be in the nicest area. A lot of things you got to watch out for living in the city. I'm not trying to knock anyone who lives in the city. It's just, personally, it's just not for me. It's not for me. I mean, I'm sure there's definitely some benefits. Like, things are convenient for you. There's a lot of going out. Like, partying scene's probably nice. You know, probably great food going in the city. But to me, personally, it does not outweigh the negatives. Love the country. Don't want to pay huge, terrible quality air. Lots of noise. My place. I think they just like to copy everyone's because people find the place desirable. Yeah. Something that makes me think of. We were talking about like Friends, Joey and Friends earlier. They hang out in a coffee shop, right? In that TV show. And when I was in college, like my friends and I, would go to Dunkin' Donuts a lot. We'd hang out at Dunkin' Donuts. We'd hang out at like the town park, high school parking lot was a meetup spot, whatever, at the end of high school, beginning of college. But my friends, like, they reached a certain age and they're like, guys, we have to be going and hanging out at coffee shops. We can't be hanging out at like Dunkin'. We can't be hanging out at parks. I'm like, why? Did you see that on Friends? And you got to like emulate that. You got to do that because that's the cool thing that, like, I don't know, the media is telling you to do. I feel like people see things in TV shows and movies, and you know what? I'm the same way. I just told you guys that I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I like the dog, and I got the same kind of dog. But yeah, they see things in movies, TV shows, and they emulate it. I'm no better. I do the same thing my own. All right, we're doing good so far. I spoke too soon. I'm going to wait for these cogs to come out, and then I'm going to make a run for it. Okay, where is this last star? I don't know, but I'll tell you this. I'm going to go fight this boss. I got the Tanuki suit. It should be easy to do. Finally get through this level that I've been stuck on for such a long time. I was like breezing through these other levels too. Like for a second I was like, I'm on World 3. I'm at the end of World 3. I don't know when this happened. I said to myself, if I get through World 2 and I get all these stars, it's going to be a successful night. Here I am getting through World... Spoke too soon. Here I am getting through World 3. I'm going to do it. There we go. Maybe you know, warp pipe will open up. It'll take me to that last little area, and then there'll be the star there, the star coin there. I think I might be onto something. Hold on. Oh, here we go. And top of the flagpole. I was correct. I was correct. Yeah, people are easily impressionable. Coffee shops are boring. Coffee shops are just like, I guess it might be better than going to a bar because you could hear certain bars you could hear other people talk, but I like to like hear people talk. I wouldn't want to go to a bar and like the loud music. I ended up standing in the corner. I don't like going to bars. I don't like drinking. Every once in a while, okay, but not all the time. I got some friends who like want to drink every single day of the week. Guess that's why people pay big money for ads, since they actually work. Yeah, they do work. You're right. People are impressionable. They see an ad and they want to buy the stuff. Usually, ads have never really worked on me. I'll tell you about the stuff I buy. I buy Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and that's because I like the taste. I don't like Starbucks. And I've bought in all this gear here. Other than that, I haven't made any like absurd purchases. I think the other purchase other than all this gear here, and an ad didn't make me want to do this. Just doing this with Frank made me want to do this. And going to TwitchCon made me want to do this. Frank goes to me, he goes, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas with me for TwitchCon?" I go, "I know nothing about Twitch, but I do want to go to Vegas." He goes, "All right, awesome." And I go, "Okay, so I have to immerse myself in this culture. I have to go on your streams. I have to learn about Twitch. And this is me immersing myself in the culture. So now, when I go to this TwitchCon, I can understand it. Like, I can fully grasp everything because I want to appreciate it when I'm out there. But yeah, that's the little divergent topic. So the last thing that I got before I got this whole setup here was this 3DS, this Japanese 3DS that I imported, and got some games for it. Hey, you know what? Maybe I was impressionable. Maybe I saw a YouTube video that was like, "You should jailbreak a 3DS," and I'm like, let me see that. Let me see if I could do that. And yeah, okay. So there you go. I'm impressionable too. The only thing ads do for me is if something is like advertised everywhere, it makes it well known, recognized brand, but I don't buy it just because it's everywhere. It strengthens knowledge that the brand exists and everyone knows of it. Coffee shops smell like coffee. That is true. They do smell like coffee. I buy stuff because I like it, not because I see everyone else likes it. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a nonconformist. If everyone likes it, I'm like, I hate it. I hate it. For instance, some people, fancy stores, are nasty to you on purpose because it's been found out that when you're nasty, people want to prove that they are worthy and have money and buy and prove snooty stuff. Yeah, I don't like snooty stuff. I don't like snooty people. I don't like that at all. The cheap tactic doesn't work on me. If I want it, I'll buy it. If I don't, get manipulated. Yeah, I think that's like probably the best way of going about things. Like, some people will buy things because everyone else has it. They want to fit in. I don't mind not fitting in. I feel like when I try to conform to things, when I'm not genuine, it's very much not me. And I feel like when I don't worry about that, when I am more caring about being myself, when I'm genuine to myself, when I'm not trying to fit in, that's when the most people kind of like come around to me. The most people like me when I'm more myself. All right. So it is 3:02. I got through World 3. I think this is where we're going to put a pin in it for tonight. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate you guys talking to me, having a good time tonight. So I'm gonna close this out here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see about doing a raiding a stream, seeing if Frank's still on. I will raid him, raid channel. There he is, King of AVOC. All right, guys. Sending you over to Frank. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking to me and keeping me company on this Saturday night. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you guys had as good of a time as I did. We'll do this again. I'll see about going on tomorrow, maybe doing a couple hours with my brother. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys later. Start the raid. Ready to raid in 7, 6. I'm still learning, so bear with me. 3, 2, 1. Raid now. Okay, now I'm going to close out my stream.